You're listening to JW Raw with Eminem.
We are live.
We are live. Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, or wherever you are watching. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. I am Mark. This is Misha.
Misha's here.
We are very excited today because we have in studio with us Michelle, the Karate Hottie, Waterson.
Making a mess on our desk.
You guys got me right after practice.
Yes, so you're excused.
So I'm excused.
Literally 30 minutes ago, you were sparring down there.
I didn't even get to shower.
I know.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
I don't want to know.
You use John's sweaty...
I'm not wiping the table down with John's famous
sweaty,
wraps. No way.
Sweaty
Jose.
hand wraps.
Yeah.
So, this is episode 8, and guys, you know, we appreciate you tuning in wherever you're tuning in. We love you guys for it. We try to bring some cool people in from downstairs every once in a while. Today we got Michelle. We're going to talk to her about her upcoming fight in Detroit. And what other little fun facts that we can get out of her. So get some questions ready. She's live streaming on her own personal social media stuff. So
I am live streaming. You want to follow me, Karate Hottie MMA.
there you go.
Hottie
Good plug.
Karate.
So how's practice today?
It was good. Today was MMA day, so we did, light on the striking, heavy on the grappling, but that never pans out.
Just go balls out.
Especially you girls, man. You guys are hardcore.
Yeah, man, it's like pay-per-view event every single day.
Love
You
girls,
think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
I
'cause
love it.
you're furious, man.
I think
Like,
it's more just the little people. Not just the girls.
well, most of the girls kind of,
Really?
I guess it comes with the speed, right? Because it just everything happens so fast.
Speed equals power?
Yeah, you just guys go. Just go.
Watching you and Celine and Holly and now Von Hell and all you girls are just tough. I love watching you
thank
guys.
you.
It's impressive and
Thank you.
It humbles all of us.
Sometimes you'll
watch
think
that
like
stuff.
where that's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of.
Where's that rage
I
come
don't know.
from?
I don't know what it is. Sometimes I feel like, I know from like me personally, I felt like, especially when I first started, fighting, that I kind of had to earn my keep, and I had to prove to everybody that this is, what I wanted. This is what I should be doing. This, that I wasn't just there for other reasons. So. For a while, that's how it was. I mean, I've been fighting for 10 years now, so I'm kind of over that.
Now you have to actually upkeep it, so kind of like
Yeah.
protect your reputation. Like,
It's crazy.
So it never ends.
It's crazy to think that I've been with, Jackson Wink for 10 years now. And there are these young guns coming in, and they've been watching me fight for that long. And, they're coming in trying
Even
to
though she
prove
still
themselves.
looks like she's
I know.
10 years younger than she really is. I don't know if it's all that fighting or if it's the Asian blood or what
It's
it
the
is. but
cardio.
Oh, there you go, the cardio. So you actually started fighting 10 years ago, and it's no secret that you were doing some modeling before that. Proof of that is actually in our current body issue right in front of us that everyone stares at when they come here and hear it. It's pretty cool. Cool to be on the cover of that.
Yeah. So how that played out, Michelle? Like, how did you convince yourself this is something you're gonna do? Because this is one of those, exposing yourself to the world is not
Yeah.
the easiest thing, especially when you're not used to doing that, like in that way.
For sure. I feel like it's more nerve-wracking to get, choked out or knocked out in front of millions of people. But, yeah, I mean, fighting in itself makes you a vulnerable person. But I feel like by making yourself vulnerable, doing things that are outside of your comfort zone, it makes you a stronger person, and it makes you more comfortable with yourself and who you are. And if you just kind of strip it all down to the core of it all, and you're still comfortable with who you are, then there's really nothing that can faze you. So that's kind of how I looked at it.
Stripping down, I like how she threw that in there.
You definitely won the internet with that one, though.
Yeah, you did. You broke the internet for a day when you posted that.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even know that was the picture they're going to use.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
They didn't tell me. They didn't even tell me. They didn't tell me I was going to be on the cover until a week before. And we're like, what? We freaked out, and then they didn't send us the picture that they were going to post until the night before they had revealed it.
Yeah. How did Josh go with it?
We talked about it, and you can't say no to ESPN body issue.
Yeah, you can.
You can't. It's it's something that's gonna go down in history, you know. And so for me, it's kind of like a checklist off of my career, something that I can be proud to look back on when I'm 60, 70 years old and say, you know, I worked hard for that body, and, you know, that body was my machine. That was my killing machine, you know?
Yeah.
It's and you are a machine. I see you. I must live near you because I see you running up.
But did you beep at me the other day? I was like,
with that horn with the horn that he has, the train horn.
Truck drive by,
I almost flipped somebody off. Like,
I was waiting for you to flip me off so I could turn around and yell at you.
He gave me a heart attack yesterday with that thing. I'm like, Mark, why, man?
Yeah,
why?
yeah,
and yesterday I was driving him. Did I tell you this? I was driving my car yesterday and I stopped at the stoplight and I looked over and there was this guy like masturbating.
No.
Yes. I did not know what to do.
Keep driving.
No, it was
Wow.
On like we were on. I think I was on Paseo del Norte.
They didn't know it was you. They were just doing it.
No, he was going to town.
Wow.
And I thought maybe he was like packing the thing of cigarettes or something, and then lo and behold, it was his penis.
Packing some cigarettes.
I was like frozen, and then I couldn't move because I didn't want to look back, and I let him take off, and I was just like, what do I do? And
young guy, older guy?
He was probably in his like mid 40s.
Well,
and he was like swerving in the lanes, and I was like, this guy is...
Wow. See, he would have been pulled over for being drunk or on drugs, and it was totally something else.
Would you arrest him for that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's horrible.
I would just...
Thankfully, you didn't have your...
Never do moment in Albuquerque.
Thankfully, you didn't have your daughter with you.
Like, I understand picking your nose or something, you know, but come on.
Everyone does that. Come on.
The car is made for that.
Exactly. That's why you tint your windows.
But maybe that guy needed some tinted windows.
But flat out masturbation.
Dude, he wasn't like he just had like a really nonchalant face, like just.
Oh, they say it's healthy for you. Maybe he's just like we can try and get his health.
But come on, in your car, and then like when you like climax, what are you gonna do with the stuff? Like,
well, seats are probably pretty nasty. There's a lot of DNA samples in there.
I did not expect this turn in that direction. Michelle, what the hell?
The things you see when you're driving. We're gonna start hooking up a GoPro camera on your car. Sounds like you see some crazy stuff.
No, dude. Yeah, but Albuquerque. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, we're known for a lot of stuff, but not that one yet. But now we just put ourselves on the map for masturbating drivers.
What don't we have over here?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Michelle, you think Cub is gonna get a call to fight for belt?
The internet's abuzz right now.
Yeah.
With all that.
I hope so.
I hope so too, right?
I really hope so. Cub, you know, he's been a part of the UFC for such a long time. He's a fan favorite. He's kind of like, well, I'm not going to say he's kind of like Lando. I'm going to say Lando's kind of like him in the fact that, you know, he's never had a dull fight. You know, all of his fights are entertaining. He likes to throw down.
That's so true.
And he's very versatile.
Yeah.
He has good boxing, good kicks, good jiu-jitsu.
Crazy jiu-jitsu.
Everything.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I don't think the world has seen how good his jiu-jitsu is. Yeah, because he likes to stand and bang. Yeah. You know, and with
Cub
him just having his.
Man.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the ground with him. We were literally 20 minutes ago talking to him downstairs, and
he said, I just talked to Dana.
Yeah.
So
the card that he was originally going to be on is kind of falling apart, it sounds like.
Because
who would he be fighting? He would be fighting
that Ortega guy. But the thing is that because he wasn't main event on that card, so they kind of like if they push him on that card, then they have to scratch the other card, and you know how UFC was scratching cards and stuff. It's kind of he's in a weird
dropped out, I guess, and it's just I guess the whole card is just falling apart now.
Yeah, one of those things.
Hmm.
So there's a chance, but Dana White they talked to each other this morning, and Shelby, they're working on it.
Make that money, Cub.
They want to say
his last fight too, so that's his last fight.
Oh, his contract.
Yeah, his last contract. So that's one of those things where like.
So many variables.
How is it going to play out? Like, what are they going to... You saw my post yesterday on Instagram? And I posted
I have not been on Instagram. I've been in the grind. I've been in the shadow.
Not everyone lives on Instagram like this guy.
My recruiting, man. I'm recruiting people. I
usually am pretty good at social media, but just this camp I've been...
Speaking of, come on. Where's our friend?
No, sometimes
where's Yaya? Come on.
Mr. Yaya.
Haven't seen her in so long. We're like waiting for the next episode. It's like we were talking to Alistair with his episodes, but Master Yaya is
It's
really
has a life on its own at this point.
I know. Everybody's been asking me about it.
Where should go?
It's brewing up. The real Master Yaya is coming on Sunday.
She's on vacation right now.
There she goes.
I just been, really, really busy. I just got a new house, and
Congrats.
thank you.
Yeah, you got a little closer to the mountain, it looked like.
A little closer to the mountains, a little bit more space. So just been doing that and training for this fight. I really want to get back in there and get back in the win column. Extra motivated after this weekend's event.
And so somebody actually that reminds me. One of your fans on your personal Instagram or Twitter or something just asked, well, how do you feel about congratulating Rose after that fight after she beat you? What is that? How do you feel about that?
All of us are in this sport for the same reason, because we are passionate about martial arts, and I think at Rose especially because both of us come from a martial art background. We grew up doing martial arts with the foundation of it being honor and respect. And, I respect her for being a fighter. And she just... so much goes into fighting. So much sacrifice, so much time, so much effort, so much focus. And to beat Joanna in the fashion that she did, there was no way that I couldn't congratulate her.
Yeah,
come on.
That deserves applause.
You guys,
really.
are you kidding me?
The way it happened, it's just like, yo.
Yeah, we all watched it.
As much as I want a rematch, I'm not going to not congratulate her, dude. Her
it's
focus...
a good sportsmanship to begin with. Why wouldn't you, man?
Why wouldn't I?
Why are you going to be a hater?
And I like her post-fight speech, too. Say, hey, stop hating, man.
It's about as humble as it gets.
People more into this, hyping it up, this and that. Kind of understandable, because that sells after, McGregor era. Everyone is just, trying to stir the pot, but...
But it works,
with traditional, it works, but with traditional martial arts too, if you come from that background, yes, it is a show, but at the same time, it's a fine line, I guess, the way I see it. It's you almost have to do it, but it's I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk shit to her. I just want to fight, get paid, and go home.
You have to have some type of killer instinct in you to want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
So it is a fine line that you're treading, and I think that Rose did it really well. But like I said, you can't hate on the trash talkers either, because it's the yin and yang. You need the dark and the light. You can't just have all good people. That's boring as shit. You can't have all shit talkers, because then you get annoyed by it.
Then you're not going to watch it anymore.
Exactly. You have to have the good and the bad. You have to have the villains, and you have to have the superheroes.
Which one do you see yourself as?
I'm definitely... I'm not a good shit talker. I wish I was.
Remember we were flying on the plane to LA, we were talking about it. I remember, how do you come up with the image, and, what do you go after? What example do you set for your children and things like that? Like Johnny Hendricks was talking about, hey, I have 4 kids. What am I going to... I can't be like that. I can't portray that image on them, because that's how they're gonna act when they grow up.
Exactly.
So it's when you have kids.
Yeah, there's got to be a ripple effect, because then your kids are gonna get bullied in school.
Even Luke and Conor McGregor, he just had the baby, right? You don't even hear him talking about anything.
Yeah.
He's just
it changes your life.
Yeah, probably. He's just
it does change your
life.
I
did what I did, made millions of dollars with the way I did it, and do I really need to do it anymore? Who knows? Maybe maybe he'll come out again and start being that way. But at the same time, it's
yeah. But I love fighting, and I love MMA, because I feel like the resistance, the struggle, that is necessary too. The violence. I mean. As much as we don't want to face the facts, that's the world. The world is a very violent place, and you have to learn how to get about the world in, with it being that way, and still try to pursue happiness, And so, that's why I love fighting, because it forces you to face your fears. It forces you to to do these things that make you uncomfortable, and you can't complain about it. You can't complain about it. You either buck up and fight your fight, or you get submitted.
There you go.
Yeah. I think this sport makes us so humble. I always say, hey, if everyone trained, even jiu-jitsu, there'll be so much peace in this world.
100%. It puts you in your place.
It will put you, because you have someone like Barata standing in front of you. You could be this hulking monster, and then he'll turn into pretzel, and you'd be like,
if I would see someone like Barata on the streets,
everyone trained, there would be no wars, there would be no conflicts. Everyone would be like, polite, because you never know who you're sitting in front of you. It's like,
watch your mouth,
watch your mouth. You respect each other, and you fight for a common cause and do the right things. And plus, you have sense of accomplishments. You have no energy after for any stupid stuff. You finish it, you go home happy, you feel accomplished, you feel good, you take a shower.
Got your aggression out.
Yeah, your body feels sore. How it is. If it doesn't, your body doesn't feel sore, something's not right. Especially from training.
He was in a bad mood.
Then you caught on the streets in your car masturbating.
Then you have that.
Well, you have other ways to release stress. Exactly. If you're not doing jujitsu, you got to do something.
That guy need to do jujitsu, just not here.
Yeah, this guy was in a bad mood for a month straight when he hurt his back because he wasn't able to.
I could definitely tell.
Yeah, we were all on edge.
Was off.
We were all on edge. He was yelling at everybody and breaking shit, and just he was out of control. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, I haven't trained in months.
Yeah, you need to punch somebody in the face sometimes.
Yeah. Or choke him.
Or choke him. Yeah. No, that's what my husband says all the time, because he used to box for the Air Force, and then he, had a really short boxing career after that, and it just simplifies everything, right? Because if you got a problem, then you hash it out in the cage. Yeah. And then it's over. You leave it, and you kind of have established where your role is after that. But now he's, he is in the business world, and so many people get away with so much stuff, just kind of like what you were saying. It's not like you have a problem with somebody and you're like, all right, put the gloves on, let's go. You really want to talk all this shit. You think you're big and bad. But then you get in the cage and you realize that you're really not. No. You can't do that in the real world, with people in business suits and stuff like that. Because a lot of people in the business suits, they run their mouths, but
they're ruthless too. Business world is ruthless. They'll put you down. They'll step over you, man. If you're not moving at the same pace, man.
So it's hard to find that. He's telling me it's a little harder to find a sense of brotherhood in that realm, because
it's a dog eats world. It's a dog eats dog world type of thing, right?
Yeah, they're in it for themselves. Once you get into that corporate world, nobody.
When do you get the loyalty? How do you find the loyalty?
None. I worked in corporate world for many years, man. It's the most freaking.
Whereas we in this gym, we do see ourselves as a team. Whatever your role is, it brings everyone close together like that, and we're not out to prove anyone is better than each other.
I'm happy.
I think we all want to get better, and that's what it is. It's like, dang, she got the better of me in this round. Next week, that's going to be my incentive to get better.
For that not to happen again.
Exactly, and it's like this. It's like a push and a pull, and you get better as you climb up the ladder.
No matter how good you are, there's always something to learn. That's what's crazy about the sport, because there's always someone better is going to show up, that's going to put it on you and make you want to work harder so that doesn't happen again. That's how I see it. That's why this sport is so addictive, that you just want to get to the next level, especially with jiu-jitsu with belts and stuff. But with MMA, you have obviously a big fight coming up, so a lot at stake. But
don't remind me.
No, but
we're not talking about you. Yeah. That's the past. We've moved on from that.
No, but hey, listen,
it happened.
You can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
What happened? I think in your case it was just a technical mistake. It just that turn, the way you turn, just because you're under the bright lights. I mean, I didn't fight in the cage. I competed in sambo and jiu-jitsu, but even though when you in that spotlight. Just there's so much going on through your head. It's just it's so for those people to talk and say things that they say, it's kind of strange, because to experience something like this is out of this world. It's you and only you and no one else.
Exactly.
And then you have your corner, obviously you have your support and stuff, but it ultimately comes down to you being in that spotlight. It's all on you, not like a team sport where you can hide behind your teammates. And that wasn't me,
I take it very personal when anyone from our team loses.
Do you?
It's hard.
Me too, man. I stopped watching fights, Michelle.
Really?
I stopped watching fights.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My heart, especially when Holly like is fine. Like my heart, like I'm having like seizures.
Yeah, you had like a panic attack.
Yeah, I have
or
panic
what?
attacks. I'm like this.
Yeah,
I'm
we've
like
been
this.
live for a couple of Holly's
So
fights.
I
and it's
stopped
so,
watching
yeah,
fights. Period.
It's hard. I I think too, for me, the longer that I've been fighting, before, you see like a really, really good knockout and you're like, ooh, and you get excited and you jump up and down. And now, like, I see a knockout, I'm like, fuck. Even if it's like my teammate doing it to somebody else, because
Still,
like at the end of the day, like a fighter's a fighter, a person's a person, and that fool just got knocked out and they're on the ground
Like you
laid
saw that
out.
guy in the Bellator with that flying knee, that thing recently.
Yeah,
like he was
within the 15
dead.
seconds or something. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's just like he's not even. I reposted it. He's not our team still, but you're like, oh shit. That's like a career-ending type of knockout, man. Like,
was he okay?
I don't know. I don't even know who it was.
Yeah, we didn't even follow up with it. I don't know, but just to watch it, I mean, it's a great visual thing. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about it, and holy cow, that was impressive.
It's a brutal sport, man.
But on the other end, you're thinking, man, that poor guy, man, that could have been a career-ending hit.
Think of the damage. Think of the damage he will like. You will have. How do you live with that? Like, you get choked out, or you do whatever, you lose, and stuff like that. That hurts. But this. Oof.
Yeah, but that's why that's why we choose to do for it. Yeah, it's a huge, the risk reward. It's that kind of like living on the edge type thing. It's there's nothing else that's going to give you the type of adrenaline rush that.
I agree. Better that than if we were sitting behind the desk from 9 to 5.
Keyboard warrior.
Or being that. Full-time job. Some people have.
He takes these keyboard warriors so
I stopped responding, man. I got in trouble.
We had to finally shut him down.
I stopped responding. I'll post, but I won't respond. I won't even read comments anymore.
He had this bad habit of reading every single comment.
Sometimes it's good to read the bad comments and to just like let them just process them. Like, okay, that's how you feel. A lot of times when people are saying mean things, it's because they have some insecurities of themselves and they're just projecting it, and you just have to kind of just like let it roll off. But what I do is I just I'll read the comment, and if it gets my blood boiling a little bit, I'll just go to their page and I just block them.
Well, I know a little bit about psychology, and from a psychology standpoint, it's people that they just want you to respond.
Exactly.
They're just waiting for you to just call them out and say, you're an idiot or whatever. Yeah. Even if you call them an idiot, the fact that you answered them is going to make they're going to be so happy.
They noticed me.
Yeah, but there's so many people that leave nice messages. So how fucked up is it? Oh, sorry, can I?
No, we're
JW raw.
We're very raw.
How how fucked up is it if
we drowned a snake for God's sake?
You have so many, all these people leaving nice comments, and what you like them, but you don't respond back, and then somebody says something mean about you and respond back. It shouldn't work that way.
No, but actually, I do respond when people say thank you for support, and I like him. In this day and age, even if you like it, they're like, you like my comment? Yeah, man, my day is made, man.
It's all about likes. It's all about likes,
man.
It's all about likes on social media. Wink makes fun of it so much.
And I by accident liked the racial comment by accident, because and the whole world turned upside down because they like. It was the craziest thing ever.
You guys, that's the whole race thing confuses me, because
race baiters. Wayne calls them race baiters. People bait you into that. So
you guys, to me, everybody, we're all human.
Of course,
we all bleed the same blood.
100%.
My blood's the same blood as yours. We all breathe the same air. One of these days, there's gonna be some aliens that aren't like us, and then we're gonna have to come together, and it's gonna be sooner than later. I mean, that's just my conspiracy theories over here.
Whoever built those pyramids, they're coming back someday.
Those are like the spaceports.
They really are. There's something. I just found another tunnel. I was just reading about it. There's another cavern inside of one of those.
Oh my gosh,
tunnels,
I believe
don't know
it.
what's going on in there? So I don't know.
What do you believe in aliens, Misha?
No.
What?
No.
You're out of control.
He doesn't believe in anything. So.
I'm a realist, man. I
thought you were Russian.
Okay, so we're Russians.
He's a realist, but he wants to solve gun crime in a day. So
I don't want to solve a gun. Stop with the gun crime thing, man. Just don't get me started.
Here we go.
No, but aliens, I mean, listen, wouldn't we have a contact with them already by now, man? It's how many years?
Well, why would you want to talk to us? I mean, come on, we're a bunch of crazy people. Why would the aliens want to talk to us? They're just watching. They're entertained by us, killing each other every day. And why they want to come and
you
interfere?
believe in aliens?
I just don't know why there's so much space. Why wouldn't there not be?
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's I'm not saying there's not other life out there.
Yeah.
But aliens kind of it's a fictitious thing at this point.
Have you ever been abducted?
It's like we've never had contact with them. Like we go out in
How
space.
do you know?
Well, I mean, I guess we would have been out there. We never went out in space, and then I mean, we go out to space. We never had contact with them.
Yeah,
We've
but we
to other
haven't been.
planets.
We've been in outer space, but we haven't been in outer
There's space, and then there's space.
Oh.
Yeah,
like we haven't even scratched the surface.
Like our sun, they show pictures
Well,
of
then
our
how
sun.
can we believe in it if we don't know that it's there? It's like when people say dinosaurs existed. Okay, they probably existed, but then they give you a picture of like how dinosaurs looked, and the dinosaurs existed millions and millions and millions of years ago. So how can a human being, a scientist that lives maximum of 60, 70, 80 years, right, age, how can they say this is how the dinosaur looked a million years ago? No matter, I mean, like, to me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's actually pretty easy. It's the same way they recreate humans from bones. I mean, they can build a human from bones.
What do you think dinosaurs look like? You think they look like birds? Or you think they look like lizards?
I cannot tell. I cannot tell. I wasn't there a million years ago.
Don't mess with scientists.
I was not there a million years ago. So none of them scientists.
Dragons.
Yeah, it could have been. Who the hell knows what was there millions?
You know
years ago.
dragons
That's
are real.
why. That's how I look at it. It's like
Mermaids. I believe in mermaids.
mermaid.
Yeah. Hey, you could have been one in a former life. You never know.
I think Holly's a mermaid. No, I think she's an Amazon.
Yeah, for
just-
sure.
she's
Holly's
an
Amazon.
Amazon.
She just hides her mermaid tail or whatever. Amazon. What do you mean Amazon? She's
Like
an
the way she
Amazon.
looks like, Amazon warrior. Like, the Amazon warriors with her hair and the way she looks is physical
With
specimen.
She's
her
a Wonder
golden
Woman.
locks.
She's
Yeah,
a
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Could be. Yeah, she could be a time traveler.
That would be dope if they could get us all up in the Wonder Woman, the sequel.
You have a cool.
Putting it out there.
You guys need to be
Did you
in there.
see? Did you see that poster yesterday with Sage Northcutt playing in Creed 2, Ivan Drago's son? Did you see that?
No.
Oh my
Is
God.
it legit?
He looks literally like Ivan Drago's son.
Wow, they fixed him up
This
with a flat
Bob-
top and everything. With
Yeah,
the-
hold on. Let me.
If he
let me
dies, he
look.
dies.
Can you pull it up on Instagram? Go to Boss Logic.
Okay, let's do this.
Amazon.
This
All
is-
right, looking over here.
Go to Boss Logic. You know that Instagram thing? The guy that makes cool posters?
Oh, Dotsbrack. Yeah, that guy's.
Not Dasbrad, Boss Logic.
Oh,
It's another one.
If you guys can't hear the audio well, go to Jackson Wink.
yeah. Go to one of our social media pages and you'll have no
JacksonWink.com.
problem watching.
You'll be able to hear the audio
We'll
perfectly.
we stream it on
So,
4 different channels.
69 I put a poll up. Do you believe in aliens? 69% say yes, 23% no, and then I added
Well, that was quick.
haven't been abducted yet, 8%.
No, it's
people that haven't got an anal probe. Who are we looking for?
Boss Logic. Try to see if it.
Boss Logic.
Boss.
My brother, he got
Right
stationed.
there.
What is this? What is this for?
No. Look at the second poster right there.
Okay.
This one.
Look, pull it up.
Oh yeah, he looks like
Look at this.
a young.
Dolph Lundgren,
Yes.
Ivan Drago's son. That's what they compare
Yes.
right now to.
And you know who could be his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yana.
Yana. Oh, yeah. Oh, Holly.
Yana!
Yana.
Yana.
She's like
No,
legit.
she's got the
Can you
accent.
zoom it in? Zoom in.
I don't know how to zoom it in. That's as big as it
It's
gets.
right there. Hey,
Is that for real? Is that really gonna happen?
No. They're trying to. It's supposed to be. You gotta take the head off because it's on that side.
Oh, jeez, we're not technical around here.
Yeah, you can't. This is way too zoom.
There's just an X over there.
That's
No,
pretty
no.
legit. I'm down for Street Fighter,
They.
Chung Ling,
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Mortal
Look at
Kombat.
that. Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good, like a weight class.
That
if
does
he
look.
dies,
That
he
does
dies.
look like him. That's
It
fascinating.
does.
That's Sage Northcutt?
Again.
I
And that's
didn't know that.
and that's Apollo Creed, man, like his son and stuff. You
But
know,
you know what? Like Sage can't look that mean.
Yeah, he's just,
Sage would be smiling if that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
legit.
if he dies, he dies.
I didn't even
You know what's
know
crazy?
about this movie. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, you don't remember? I got posted in our official, now secret group that got contacted by a casting agency. They were looking for
They
big
were,
heavyweights.
yeah, that's true.
They're doing for that, and I sent it to Andre, to Alistair, to all our big boys. Say, hey, go.
Yeah, Sage is
Big
definitely,
boys.
he's ripped like that. They didn't have to do any makeup
Oh
or
my
anything
gosh.
with him. He's such a specimen.
He fought on the same card that I did when I fought Paige, because it was the Paige and Sage.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we're all in the back just chilling before weigh-ins, and we're just chatting it up, and we're talking about just body physiques and how everybody's bodies looks different, and
And here comes Sage.
Sage is just like, the perfect specimen.
He just walks around without a shirt on purpose. Hey guys.
And I was like, how do you get a 10-pack? He was like, I don't know. I've just been kind of eating the same thing since I was like 4 years old.
Carrots.
And I was like, well, what's that?
Spinach.
He's like, basically like green drinks and protein and chicken and vegetables. And I was like, holy shit.
He hasn't seen a candy bar since the 2nd grade.
Are they allowed to go trick-or-treating?
Probably not. I mean, he's pretty scary looking like that. I mean, normal people don't look like that.
I mean, he's probably going to live till he's 200.
I see some of these guys walking around in the gym, and it's pretty impressive. Just Dan the other day is walking around with an 8-pack. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Dan Cooper is his wrestlers, man.
Mark, have you ever had an 8-pack?
No, I cannot admit to maybe a 6-pack of something, but
in the fridge.
Never an actual 6-pack
in the fridge.
Yeah,
I always ask old time, not that you old, but like veteran fighters, like the ones that been with the team for a while. So what do you think of the way the gym from the old place to where it's now? Like how much it changed, and what do you think of the change?
I love that it's evolved. I think change is important. Like that's, just like the seasons, it's necessary. Things have to change. Things have to grow. Things have to evolve. But what I love about the transition from the old gym to the new gym is that some things still remain the same. Sure. It still has that sweaty ball sack smell.
Why you gotta go with the balls?
It's masturbation with balls, man. Josh, if you're listening, it's not us.
You guys,
we don't start the topic.
Am I right? Like if you train, you know what I mean. If you don't
even have to train.
You walk into a gym and if you walk into a gym, you know it's legit by the smell. Like if it smells too clean, you're like, oh no, this is for the people that want to work out but don't really want to work out. You know.
But all of us have been here a few years now. You kind of acclimate yourself to that smell. I
don't smell it.
I don't even. You literally don't smell it anymore.
Because it's home.
Yeah, but I remember the very first time I walked into the old gym. And that smell hits you as soon as you walk into the door, let alone the actual mat area.
No, once you train most of your life, you don't even like whatever.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Like on a serious note, it's really not like that bad. But there is like a certain scent in the air. There's a certain
pungent.
There's a certain vibe.
I call this place. I like this place to call Ludus. Like Ludus, the gladiator house back in the day. Remember, like you ever seen Spartacus? Mm-hmm. How they live.
I love Spartacus.
Yeah, me too. Like Ludus Magnus. Because that's like the gladiatorial house.
Yeah.
That's where they live. They bred them. They got them ready for fights and they lived by sword, died by sword, and it was their life. It's kind of like cool. modern day Ludus right here.
Yeah.
Just the only thing is that you don't have to really kill each other, thank God. But
yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day because I came in here when there was really nobody around, and there was a couple people in here just rolling out, hitting the bags, and I just sat down and I just kind of took it all in, thinking like, man, I've been here for over 10 years now. And I remember when I first moved out to New Mexico at the old gym, I lived in the dorms, and every morning I would wake up by the bell, dee, 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 and that was my life.
Really, I didn't know that you lived at the gym.
I lived in the gym for 4 months. I slept on bunk bed,
at the Acoma location.
Mm-hmm, top bunk next to the refrigerator.
Didn't know that. You get to hear that hum all day.
Struggle is real, man.
And
look where she's at now. So all of you guys that coming in, staying in the dorms, you have a chance.
Right.
If you do
and you don't even have to sleep next to the refrigerator. Just a snoring.
Yeah, you just sleep to other 7 dudes, man.
You guys, when I lived at the gym, we had to clean up every day, mop the floors, clean the bathrooms. Like
we need some of the OGs to say that kind of stuff.
Maybe we should put you back in the dorms, Michelle. Would you like?
Would you like?
You can help us a lot.
But it was nice. Like I took it in. 10 years. Like I've been fighting professionally for 10 years. I took it in, and I really love this place. And I look around and I see how passionate everybody is. And
I love this place.
I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Like I know that if I had a bad day, I could talk to somebody here.
Absolutely.
I don't even need to talk to anybody. I could just walk in here and sit down.
Just feel good. Just absorb that the greatness is this place produces, just the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like shit. Like, I don't want to do this. And then you get in here and you see where you're at and what you do, and you see guys like you and everything.
It's
people
actually
cool.
I
used to look up to, and you're like, holy shit, man! This
coming in here after hours is like on a Sunday. It's very humbling because it's dark and there's nobody around, and you're so used to seeing the chaos that goes on during the day with the people going to see Dr. Bo and everyone fighting and sparring and
blood flowing,
people
sweat,
going to the stores,
screaming, Diego Sanchez running around screaming.
Yes, Diego.
Yeah,
we love Diego.
You want to hear a story
OGs.
about Diego?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, there's always a story about Diego.
Well, he's been here longer than anybody, so I'm sure there's a lot of stories that these OGs can
Should
tell.
be Jackson Wink Sanchez.
When I first moved out here, I really didn't know anybody really, and I was living up in the dorms. And Diego, it was 11 at night, and Diego came in, and he comes up to the dorms, and he's like, and he's talking to everybody, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I felt bad. I was like, no. And he's like, "You will."
Wow.
And then
how cool.
And then he introduces himself. He's like, "I'm Diego Sanchez," and then all this stuff. And he's like, "Hey guys, you want to go for a run?" It was 11 o'clock at night.
Oh.
And he's also,
So he hasn't changed.
he's like, "Sometimes I like to go for a run in the middle of the night and pretend that monsters are chasing me."
Wow.
Michelle is like, no, I'll just stay.
Monsters, aliens. The aliens are after me.
Dinosaurs.
I was just like, I think I got to get some rest.
You didn't take him up on the run?
I did not.
Oh man, he was probably so sad.
But
too.
and then there was this recently picture posted of you doing a hill of tears, coolest
Hill of
picture
Tears.
ever. Diego's going you right behind him.
Yeah.
Like how it changed.
Well, we finally clarified this whole Hill of Tears thing with Coach Wink and Coach Jackson the other day, because we always heard about the Hill of Tears, and apparently Coach Jackson has the Hill of Tears where you're running up the power lines, and Coach Wink does the Hill of Death.
Oh God, I've done them both.
Apparently he keeps going up and up and up, whereas Coach Jackson's ends at a certain point. Wink's just, because Holly mentioned I don't know why you guys say the Hill of Tears. That's the pussy run. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? I see people die on that thing. What do you mean? She's like, no, there's the Wink run, and then there's the Hill of Tears.
Let me tell you about
Either
the Hill
one
of
is going to kill anybody, yeah.
The Hill of Death, you can't sprint up it.
Yeah.
You have to climb.
It's too dangerous. You need to bring your climbing gear with you.
You have to climb up. It's I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The first 3 sprints is not a sprint. You can't sprint up it. It's so steep and rocky. You have to climb.
Wow.
You have to climb up.
Wow.
You know.
Crazy cardio, yeah.
Yeah, Holly had taken me up there one time, and I love Holly because she's just like, "Come on, let's go. You can do it." It's just matter of fact about it.
When she calls you up at 11 at night and says, "Let's go run," at least you know there's no aliens after her.
She doesn't make it a big deal though. She's just like, "You can do it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I can." And we just go. And she doesn't, if she's ahead of me, she waits for me, and then we go. And then she doesn't make it a big deal, which I love. Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's Matayayay.
Oh.
But yeah, so we went sprinting, and I remember sprinting up to the top of these 2. She's like, "Okay, the end of the sprint is at the top of those 2 trees, and we're gonna let you go first so we can catch up to you, because it's sometimes if you're always behind, you become complacent with being second place, So sometimes they'll let me go first, so they have to try to catch up to me, and sometimes they'll go first, I have to try to catch up to them, just to mix it up, and so they were like, "You gotta go, don't let us catch you." So I take off, and I can hear the footsteps behind me, and I'm like there's monsters chasing me. So I'm
Wink's after me. He's gonna yell at me.
Just running my ass off, and I get to the top, and I couldn't even stand. I just dropped and laid there, and I was so exhausted. I was just rubbing my hands through the dirt, and
Am I alive? I see Jesus.
Yeah. It was there. When you look into the sky and there's
bright lights,
just
birds,
glimmers of shimmer.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this, and I grab some berries in my hand. I'm like, "Oh, look at the berries!" And Holly was like, "Those aren't berries. It was poop."
Bear poop.
The show is nice.
Well, the bears do shit in the woods.
And then I was so exhausted. I was like, I don't care.
I would eat poop at this moment.
I just survived. Be proud of me. Well, we're not done yet. We gotta go down.
We were not done. It was like sprint 8, and there was 2 more, and it was death.
Yeah. Everything has a purpose, I guess. Yeah, with those guys.
When Holly comes,
you have
in
a
here,
very good relationship with Holly. It's awesome to observe. You do. You guys like a cool friend.
She's been there for me for everything. What I love about Holly, she's just very real. She's very genuine, and she's non-judgmental. And she doesn't like what I mean about non-judgmental. She just lets you be you.
Yeah.
Let you do you, and
it's a good description.
And the best. I pull motivation from her. I pull inspiration from her just by watching her. When I'm tired or when I don't want to do something in my head, I'm like, what would Holly do?
She'd go.
Man,
and then I do
Holly
it.
Trains like 6 times a day.
She'll come in here.
She has no stopping her, man.
Yeah, because she'll come in here and say, "I want to go for a run," and nobody wants to tell Holly no. I don't feel like it because then you're going to be a pussy.
She's a workhorse.
So,
she is amazing. Yeah. So every time I think, if I'm tired or something, what would Holly do? And then I get up off my ass and then I go do it.
Good.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like big sis.
She's been there for me. I remember when I got pregnant. After I talked to Coach Jackson about it, I called her, Noemi, up. Noemi, she doesn't train here anymore, but she was also one of the OGs that would always kick my butt. And I called them and I was like, can we meet up? And Noemi, she likes to drink, so she's like, let's meet up at this bar. And I was like, okay. And obviously I can't drink because I was pregnant, so
I got some news.
Yeah, I had the pregnancy test in my purse, and the ladies get there, and Noemi's like, why aren't you drinking? And I was like, and I dug into my purse and pulled out the pregnancy test, and they were like, I knew it.
How cool.
I knew it. And I don't know what I would have done without this place going through pregnancy and everything.
We all love watching her around here. She's grown up in the gym. I mean, it's cool seeing her around. I mean,
little munchkin.
Diego's kid, his daughter. I mean, your daughters hang out. They're just gonna grow up with each other now.
It's like the future generation.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's normal
Harry's
to her.
kid, Harry's son is in his car.
He's like attached to the gym at this point. Like.
Yeah, it's normal to them to come.
It's a family, and it is. It's just big. It just
I think Ray here is the most. Like she's just like feels at home. It's for her. It's like her literally like her living room.
Mm-hmm.
And you always gotta have cash in your pocket because she
gonna
might be selling
hustle
candy
you.
or something.
Yeah, I gave her money before, and I'm like, and I was trying to talk to her the other day, and she like ignores me. I'm like, oh, okay, I see it now. I see how it works.
I thought we were best friends.
Yeah, no, like so whenever I have something to give, then you're my best friend.
Aww.
Kind of hurt my feeling.
Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to her about that.
She's good. She's good. I like her.
Yeah, these Chinese candies that you're slowly taking apart over here.
I want to eat it so bad because I used to eat these growing up.
Oh yeah, you know those?
Oh, you've heard of these?
I used to eat these growing up all the time.
Really, Holly was there that day. She ate like 10 of them in a row.
Yeah, and these little rice wrappers, these are good too. They're kind of sticky on your tongue.
See, what is that? Are you supposed to eat it?
Yeah,
We've had debates about that.
You can eat it.
Because they're attached to the candy.
Is it poison?
No, it's just kind of like a little spacer between the wrapper and the candy, but you can eat it for sure.
Yeah, they dissolve.
Little rice pieces. Candy.
You have a lot of people.
It sheds on you.
Do you have people asking questions over there?
Let's see. You guys, does anybody want to ask any questions here?
Come on, let's answer some questions.
Flying bicycle kick.
We got questions on our other social media.
We got an update on the poll. 46% say that they believe in aliens. 25% said no, and 29% say haven't been abducted. I added a second poll. Would you want the smell of the gym on a daily basis? 31% said yes. 62% said no.
Yeah, no. It's 62.
And 7, I had the option. Yes, bottle it up. So 7% want.
Sell it. Sell that Jackson Wink smell.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Wink will love that.
Let's monetize it.
Let's monetize it. Sell the smell. People buy that. They'll pay.
I swear they would. They'd be like,
it smells like Michelle.
You want to work hard and break a sweat?
Yeah, you have a bottle of Holly home.
You want to smell like you've worked hard and broke a sweat?
This could go so many dirty ways.
Booty sweat.
Michelle, you know that like
wraps. We could sell dirty wraps, dirty all kinds of stuff. Monetize
I got John Jones reps right here.
Yeah. See, and
The champ.
they're starting to get
champ.
stiff. They're getting a little stiff.
Sometimes I wish I could shower only once a day and actually wear makeup throughout the day.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's not possible.
You know,
It's
but
like 3-4 showers a day.
3-4 showers a day, working out 4 times a day, and just like going through
It's your
laundry like
full-time
crazy.
job. It's your full-time job. So
believe me,
it's
it's
it's like any job you have to do. It's like you do the same shit over every day. So every repetition of everything, like you get into it, and just part of your daily routine, I guess. Michelle, what's your most favorite memorable moment in your career? Victor, FC champ.
You already told us about your daughter.
Well, we know that, yeah. But I'm talking about like MMA career.
Yeah, MMA. You know, I feel like winning the belt for Invicta was huge.
At that time,
We have that belt.
It was a
displayed.
huge memory for me because
so
I was
proud.
a huge underdog. But in my head, I wasn't. You know, in my head, I was like, what makes me the underdog? Just because I have 3 losses, but I have more fights than her, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just really confused, and I felt like I was swimming against the current the whole time. And so it was good to come up and be victorious, from that. And, it was just like a huge accomplishment on my end. And
So psychologically, you think it really does affect you when the odds makers and the fans and such are calling you the underdog before it's even happened? I mean,
it can affect you if you allow it to,
yeah, it's gotta. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can say it doesn't, but how could it not if people are so negative around you all the time saying,
well, you can use it as a crutch, but you could also use it as a motivation,
How does one, like, for example, I mean, just become an MMA fighter, I guess? Like, I mean, you were different career to a certain point, right? You've been modeling. Everyone knows how pretty you are, so you try and do that, right? So, yeah.
Aw.
But, and
Close up on that camera.
how does someone with credentials like that just say, you know what, I'm just going to go freaking get hit in the face and hit other people in the face?
I don't go in with the intention of getting hit in the face.
Well, but I'm saying, it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Deep
because
down
it's what I
inside.
love to do, and fighting is not what I love to do. Martial arts is what I love to do.
How did it like brew inside of you? Like where you just like, you're doing something else and then just like, I mean, you've been doing martial arts from how long? Like from what age?
Since I was like 10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then
20 years.
At what point did you think like, you know what, I think this is something that just going to be my life from now on, that I'm just going to go there and duke it out with whoever, whatever, and just make it my professional career?
I was going to college. I was really studious in high school. I graduated top 10 in my class. I was senior class president, blah, 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 blah.
Very smart.
She's so smart.
And so I thought that I had to do that. I thought I had to do step 1, step 2, step 3, go to college, get married, get the white picket fence, and, have a degree and this and that. And I was going to college for a double major in theater and sports science, and I was not happy because I wasn't doing what I loved to do. And I found myself becoming very depressed, and I was lost, and I was not myself. Because I wasn't doing what I loved. And so then I decided to take a break from college and go to Thailand with my mom. That's where my mom's family's from. And while I was out there, I figured I'd dabble into Muay Thai, because that's the motherland of Muay Thai. And so, martial arts has always been a passion of mine. And after I got my black belt in karate, I ventured into learning other martial arts. I did Kempo for a little bit. I learned how to do, I did Wushu. I competed in Wushu.
I did not know that.
And so I just was very curious about all the different martial arts. And so Muay Thai, it just kind of taken me by surprise. And it was completely opposite of everything that I was used to. I was used to the more artistic side of martial arts, and Muay Thai was very raw. Exactly, and it challenged me.
So we got Frank Lester over there right now chasing the same feeling.
Yeah, Frank and Mark.
We have
and
one of our
Lydia's
coaches,
over there,
Tank, who went to Thailand, just like, I need to go.
You need to go. You need to find yourself again. For 2 weeks, they spent 2 weeks trying to correct my roundhouse, because I have a karate chamber kick.
Yeah.
and I felt so elementary in my martial arts. Here I am, a black belt, been doing martial arts for 10 years, and I felt like I didn't know anything.
Like a newbie, yeah.
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 And
I felt that too a couple times.
And so I was like, this is amazing. And I came back and I found out that I could, pursue fighting as a career and make some money doing it, because before I was competing, and when you compete in XMA and things like that, you have to travel, that's expensive, and you have to pay for the tournaments, and so you're paying out of pocket unless you're sponsored. But even if you're sponsored, usually they're just paying for your travel and this and that. But with fighting, you could potentially make it a career. And so then eventually I want to teach. And I want to be able to say that I've been there, I've done that. Like, if I'm telling you to do this, it's because I've been there. I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass.
Like teach MMA stuff, or teach, what do you mean teach?
I want to teach martial arts.
You want to be a coach?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'd be great eventually, because, obviously, as we're growing, opportunities open up. So
well, you're kind of already doing it at Winks, at the family gym.
I'm saying, what if we do, one day we'll have, a ladies team, or, for MMA ladies team, where, we'll have, a female MMA coach.
I would love that.
Coach Michelle.
Wow.
Coach Nuts.
Coach Yaya.
Nuts.
Coach I would love that. And if I had time to commit to do that now, I would. But I don't. I have a career that I'm at the peak of, and I have a 6-year-old daughter and a husband that I have to take care of, and 2 huge dogs, and so right now, that's what's taking over my life.
Yeah, we're way too far away from talking about that kind of stuff.
I like Josh
Diego.
a lot,
We actually brought that up with Diego, and he shut us down pretty
Did
quick.
he send you?
So I'm not done fighting. I got a long way to go.
It's something you have to look into, though. You have to think about it.
Yeah. But what actually brings another point about you as an up-and-coming actress, which we've done a movie together by whatever chance, and Mark
That's
too.
right. Yes, we were all co-stars on that exciting movie. Yeah.
And that's a cool opportunity to explore, especially since you have somewhat studied that to a certain extent.
Theater.
And you look pretty good on the screen, doing the thing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I would love to pursue it. It's also one of those things. It's uncomfortable. It
takes you out of your comfort zone.
It takes you out of your comfort zone.
Especially with Albuquerque Studios right now. Albuquerque has so many movies filming. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw my post on our secret group. We have a casting agency coming tomorrow, take face shots and information so they can add you to the database. So if you want to come in.
I don't need no face shots.
She's already done.
But I'm saying.
She's on file with everybody already.
She probably is, but I'm saying just. You never know.
Yeah.
You've stepped out of your comfort zone a couple times too, with even the UFC commentating stuff, which was cool to watch.
That was scary.
Yeah.
That's scary because it's you know why it's scary, if I'm just being honest, because it's easy for me to talk fight here with my teammates and stuff like that, but the first time I did it was with Rashad and Tyron. All these guys that I look up to, and that they were my big brothers when I first came into the gym. And so I almost didn't feel like I deserved to be there talking fight game with them. I'm not worthy. Exactly. I'm like, how am I going to be talking fight game with these guys? These are my big brothers. They should be telling me what I need to know. I look to them for advice. I'm not supposed to be deliberating with them who has a better fight plan.
Who am I to
whatever
say?
you say is right.
Who am I to dispute?
And I look at that totally differently, because you earned that respect to get there in the first place. So obviously you know what you're talking about. You can break down fights like the best of them. You've been doing it long enough, so.
It's like one of those things, because that's a million people network. We're talking about you say a word and it's out there forever.
And it's live.
And it's live. We're doing this. It's kind of whatever. But
Fox.
Still,
Fox
even this making me nervous sometimes too. Don't say stupid shit. But
I already passed that.
No, because once it's
that
an
masturbation story pretty much put us. If they weren't talking about us,
I'm just trying to make it go viral,
Say we'll cut it out and post it. Just that part. I promise you that.
Did you get that guy's license plate? We could follow that guy around.
Oh my gosh.
Mark, use your APD contacts, man. Pull them up.
It's nerve-wracking. And also another thing is, also I'm still an active fighter. So who am I to judge these fighters? Because at the end of the day, when you get into the cage, it's like I can say all I want from the outside, but I know what it's like to be on the inside, and I hate how it feels when people are like, "Oh, well, he should have just done that." Like, no, fool. Like, I shouldn't. If I
could have, I would have.
Yeah.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Exactly.
Why don't you do it next time, man? Get in there.
And so it's like that one thing. It's like, and you kind of just have to get over it. Like, whatever. I'm put on the show to be an analyst, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just analyzing. I'm not judging you. I'm just analyzing the fight. So, take it or leave it.
Yeah,
and that's how I just have to deal with it.
Like, I call them critics with no credentials. But, like, if you have credentials, I mean, you earned, a spot to speak about it.
It brings up a good point. It's got to be hard to analyze these fights, knowing that every fight is a 50-50. I mean, people
That's
they
how
ask
I
us all the time, who's going to win this fight?
I will never,
It's impossible
and
to
Mark
pick.
knows my philosophy on that. When it comes down to fights, I never bet or I never judge. And I mean, in a way, like, for me, every single fight is 50-50 shot. The way I say it. Because all of you train to kick in the head, all of you train to submit people, all of you train to do the same thing to each other. So no matter of your previous winning streak, like with Joanna, right? Okay, she was this unbeatable, blah, blah, Ronda was unbeatable. No one's unbeatable in this game.
I know, but it's hard to feel that way
yeah.
when they are like on a huge winning streak.
Yeah. But like, but then that humble pie that exists.
A little bit of humble pie.
Yeah, a little bit of humble pie. It's a reality. A reality sets in that everyone trains to knock you out or submit you. So when you go in there, you got to be ready for accept what's going to happen.
And that's why MMA or martial arts in general is good for life.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, no matter how hard you train, no matter how good you are, there is always somebody better than you out there.
100%.
And that's the world. That's the life.
That's the world we're
That's
living.
life. Like
100%.
you can't go through life thinking that you're untouchable.
Hotshot,
You're not a god.
yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
immortal.
Yeah.
You're freaking human.
You're human, just
Yeah.
like everyone else.
But we have the most badass women.
We do.
I mean, Joanna's trained here. Rose trained here for a few days each separately. I mean, you're here. Holly's here.
I think we have one of the strongest female teams, though,
Yeah.
all around.
I would
it's
say
very
so.
impressive. It's the caliber of female athletes that we have here, and it's humbling. It really is. It's great.
Do you consider yourself a pioneer? I mean,
You're one of the
MMA
first UFC female fighters, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Invicta, I mean, MMA is still in its infancy stages. If you think about it, it's like 20-some years, right? I mean,
It's pretty
I would
crazy.
say you are a pioneer of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about like
Kedzie,
Julie Kedzie,
Kedzie was there,
yeah. I mean, this is the first wave.
Another
But I mean,
teammate.
you're right there. I mean, the girls we have downstairs right now, that's already now. Right now, it's mainstream. Like it's back then, it was just like
It was weird.
I mean, it was. It was.
It had to be tough. It had to be very tough.
Especially the adversity that women were facing. Remember, like it was like, hey, it's not a women's sport. You
Yeah.
know, the big name fighters like Fyodor and all these guys coming out saying, no, women should be in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, the thing that just bothered me about all of that is, people say that, but when I come to the gym, I'm training side by side. John Jones, Donald Cerrone, John Dotson.
I was through.
We all train together, and I'm putting in just as much time as you are. So
true.
give me the opportunity.
Yeah.
Give me the opportunity to display my skills.
Yeah, everyone deserves a start and make whatever they want to make.
Nobody's
out of
writing
it.
you off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's they do. They see the work you're putting in. It's not like there's a boys section and a girls section. There's just one section, fighter section.
Yeah, nobody here is like that. When you come to the gym, you're not a boy, you're not a girl, you're a fighter.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember that that people don't see that side of the MMA, and then the difficulties that fighters face with your hand, back in the day. I remember how bad I felt like for you, like you just had your hand fixed, and then that one punch, and remember your hand was like swollen. I remember I took you up to Dr. Bo, just like you were crying, and
Ray was here, yeah.
Yeah, Ray was here, and people don't see that. Like they judge you based on that 15 minutes in the cage, but your whole life is here. I mean, you're getting ready for that 15 minutes or whatever, that 25 minutes. But they don't see the adversities that fighters have to face and the type of sacrifice they have to make, which is like that's why social media like frustrates me and kills me when you've seen that stuff. That people take shots at these people when they never accomplished or even tried to even make something out of themselves, but just critiquing people for
Yeah, I think we can change it. We can, we can, and that's why I feel like, ooh, you get instructions from Siri or what?
All of a sudden.
And I think Rose, like, setting that example, and I think they should be also like, okay, people understand that trash talk kind of needed for selling fights. Even you see, like, Bisping, the way he acts is like, I had to sell the fight. Even after the fight was so nice, he gave props, blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, leading up to the fight, like, he almost, like, hated the guy. Like, the way he was like,
I
want
love Bisping.
Yeah, but, like, after, like, the way he handled himself, I'm like, maybe there is a side to it where, like, you have to just be whatever you want to be, the way you feel like you're going to sell it, you just sell it. But then at the same time, then I guess, like you said, it should be an opposite. Like Rose, like you, that put a good light on the sport and saying, hey, guys, look deeper into it. Don't just look at us in a way where, that 15 minutes or whatever, someone gets knocked down, blah, blah. You have to have compassion, like, for people because, I mean, it is entertainment, it is a sport. But at the same time, you're a human, just like anyone else. And why take shots at people? Why try to put them down? Why try to, we have one life to live, the way I see it. Why live it in hate? And it's just, I think social media creates that, brings the worst out of people at a certain extent. It's kind of necessary evil, I would say.
Well, what my rule of thumb for social media is, would I... if I was having a conversation with somebody face to face, would I do this or say this or post this?
100%. That's how I say it.
So if you're that real, when you make your post, if you can make that post and look to the person in their eyes and do this exact same thing, that's you.
As a matter of fact, you get a lot of pervs on your account, and you know that most of those dudes that say the stupidest shit they say, like, this is a married woman, guys. First of all. Okay, so out there.
And my husband
and her husband will kick your fucking ass to the moon and back, and you will never say a thing like that to her face. So and I share the same. The way, like, if I will not say to John Jones that, hey, I will never say these guys. God forbid, man. I'll be a dead man.
I think that's the biggest problem with social media is that
people feel brave.
It gives people, like,
balls that they don't have.
A false sense of balls.
A false sense of balls. That's how
that needs to go on your wall.
That's a new one. False sense of balls.
False sense of balls.
Because you would never do those, do or say those things, and that's just, I think, in the world that we live in today, that's what we're missing is this interaction, this face-to-face interaction. Like, that's what, even my daughter, she's 6 years old. Anytime I have a conversation with her, I make her look at me in the eyes and talk to me like a person. I don't let her wander off. If she's talking to somebody, I make sure that she looks at them in their eyes. Even if it's something very simple, like ordering your food at a restaurant, make sure you look at the person in their eyes and talk to them and say thank you and please.
Because everyone on their phone, can you get the chicken lo mein?
Yeah. These are very small things that people are missing, that... social media can be a great thing, but there has to be, like, some, like, foundational rules around it, Yeah.
It's great for business, 100%, because it's keeping the gym, running smoothly. I mean, social media it opened up a lot of doors for advertisements and things like that, but people sometimes take it for I guess how would you control that?
You can only look at social media, to me, like, it's very surfacey, it's very superficial, so you can put your best self out there, or whatever the social media is, you can put the best of it out there. And so when you're looking at the social media, you're not seeing kind of like what you're saying in a fight. A fight's 15 minutes, but when you're getting ready for the fight, it's 10 weeks of training.
All year long.
Yeah.
Like you train all year long.
Your entire life. Your entire life. But with social media, you can, like, edit and Photoshop and this and that. And so you can't take it. You can't take it for something that is going to, like, hit your heart, like you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life, unless we get to a place where we're actually truly honest with ourselves and with our followers and with people like that,
Sure.
Well, speaking of followers, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsors out there, CBD Boutique, their local company here in Albuquerque that they're making a cool little product that is getting worldwide attention now with their CBD oils and products they sell for not just human consumption now, but also for pets.
Yeah.
Helping for anxiety for the crazy Chihuahuas or Dobermans or
whoever.
My Great Dane horse.
Yeah, for your horse.
Exactly.
You need chill pill for my dog.
They make a chill oil or a chill something. For
Do you ride him like?
No,
he's a big dog.
He's a big dog. He's just dopey. He just,
dopey.
Yeah, no,
That's a high maintenance dog, though, man.
He's pretty chill. My Doberman is a little bit more. Has a little bit more anxiety than. It's funny, when we were moving from our old house to our new house, we put Django, is the Doberman, in our car.
Django.
And he was whining. He was like, like he was freaking out. He didn't know what to do. And my Great Dane Douglas looks over at him, and he's all, and he just like lets out one big bark, and then he just like shuts him up. And he's the little guy. He's the little big brother.
It makes me want to have a dog, bro.
No, you got a cat. You got a cool cat, and that dog will destroy your. Your feng shui, your Japanese garden. That would not be a nice garden anymore.
True.
His new house.
You can get like a toy dog.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
we'll get a stuffed dog.
You can get a little Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Or a Yorkie or something.
Michelle, your new fight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
UFC 218.
UFC 218 Detroit, December 2nd.
You're on there with Alistair and possibly Cub. You never know. I mean,
what do you think of your opponent? Like, fair assumption, like fair analysis.
Just
she's like
analyze yourself.
A fair analysis of Tisha Torres. You know, she's ranked higher than me. She has a similar martial arts background. She's very comfortable with her kicks. She has a karate, taekwondo movement, but she has moved out to Colorado, and from what I've observed, she's been working a lot on her wrestling.
She's not with ATT anymore?
No, she lives in Colorado.
So is she over there with Rose or a different one?
I've seen her cross train with Rose.
Huh.
She also, but she trained. Rocky lives out there, and that's her girlfriend. So she moved out there. So
that's right.
That makes sense.
So yeah, she's been working on her wrestling. She has a short stature, so the wrestling will favor her. So I'm assuming that she's gonna come out and you know, it'll be a mixture of that, of her karate, taekwondo movement, and wrestling.
Who do you have in your corner?
I have Coach Winklejohn, I have Coach Jackson, and my husband.
There you go.
As always. All right. Like the way I see her fight, I mean, she doesn't have a lot of finishes, does she? She's just this tank grinder type of forward outworking pace, high pace, right? She doesn't have a lot of finishes, right?
She does not have a lot of finishes.
Yeah.
That's not her style.
Yeah, she just outworks people. Yeah,
Decisions.
Yeah, that's the only thing that just like kind of
that sticks out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very in and out type of fighter, or she blitzes forward. But like I said, she did move out to Colorado. She's been working on her wrestling. She's been trying to develop her MMA skills. And so I think it's going to be a great matchup, number 5 and number 6. You know, she's climbing the ladder.
What do you think is more dangerous in a fighter would be someone who finishes fights? Like if you were getting ready, not to disclose your plan or anything, or if it was a finisher or someone who's a grinder like that is just
you have
relentless.
To be prepared for. So the difference in so somebody that's a grinder like that likes to take it to decision and stuff like that. You have to be prepared to.
I'm sure it's not that she's trying to take the decision.
Yeah,
you know, I'm
for
sure she wants to finish. Everyone wants to finish a fight and working for a fight.
Yeah, but you can't force it.
Yeah, in her case, it just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. You have to be prepared for the long haul. You can't get frustrated when when something isn't working, when this isn't working, when this isn't falling through. You can't get frustrated because that's what she's banking on. She's banking on frustrating you and trying to slowly pick you apart. You know. So you just have to beat her at that game and not get frustrated. Now, somebody that is a finisher, you have to take that away from them too. Whatever it is that they're comfortable with, their comfort zone, is what you have to take away.
Shut them down in their path.
Well, Michelle,
find that hole.
We're gonna wrap it up, but we want to definitely thank you for coming on the show today. UFC 218, December 2nd. Tune in, guys. It's going to be a good one. The full card is the main event may change a little bit, but Michelle is definitely going to be there. Make sure you guys.
Are we going to get changed to the main event?
Yeah, that's possible. You never know. It
possible.
Dun, dun, dun. No, I think they put Alistair
on
before us.
Yeah, you never, I
Alistair,
don't know.
yeah.
Anything could happen. There's
That's
all
a
kinds
big
of things
fight.
going on behind the scenes. So,
Yeah.
but there's some good fights going to be on that card just in a couple of weeks. So let's make sure you guys tune in. And thanks for tuning in to our show.
Thank you, Michelle. Great.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
for coming on. We'll do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Make sure you go to our page and subscribe and like our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We have all that good stuff.
Support your favorite fighters, guys, and then be nice.
Follow Michelle on
Karate Hottie. Karate Hottie MMA.
She is actually one of our most entertaining fighters with her social media, so make sure you definitely go watch that stuff. So again, thanks guys for tuning in, and thank you CBD Boutique for putting on the work to make this happen and behind the scenes. And thanks, Nick.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
going to end
it.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.